Good morning, all you fucking cunts. Well, that only applies to Europe, right?
And
At least the good morning part. All right, let's let the chat room fill up for a bit. I think this one is gonna be, I don't know, it's gonna blow some minds.
Is it going to be lengthy?
Probably not. I mean, there's really not much to say.
It's like 2 sentences done.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get this fucking show started. So, the TBS spec is CRSF v3, TBS CRSF v3, and a little Python script that basically implements CRSF, which a lot of developers will probably find helpful. Has been put online on GitHub on the official TBS FPV GitHub page.
I guess you already got it.
Yeah.
That's the one.
So I'm just like gonna share the screen real quick.
Maybe close Facebook.
Right. Otherwise, people will go nuts again.
Dick pics.
Well, I mean, I received those anyway, right? So here we go. I'm probably not going to click here because it might show the commit history. I don't know, like, oh, no, I'm not signed in anyway. Okay, so all of this is public information. So the agent Python is a pretty easy Python script. It kind of works like your agent Lua. Yeah, you can use it through UART. Or through TCP. And that's pretty much it. This was written by a guy who left TBS a couple of years ago already. Unfortunately, he was part of the COVID-related departures. And I got in touch with him and I asked him whether we could release it. As part of a new guy that is here currently. I'm not sure if I should say his name, so I'm not gonna. So he's participating in a Hacktober Python, Open Python, whatever thing here in Hong Kong.
Okay.
And as part of that, they're basically going to be looking into what to improve and what to change on that, and have topics on it, the talks on it. Yada yada yada.
Hacktober.
So, Hacktoberfest, yeah. Yeah. So the TBS 8 in Python is online, and as part of that, we have also released the CRSF spec. I guess for the community, this is a little bit more interesting. The Python thing is probably more for like people who develop drones professionally, or who develop, competing radio links semi-professionally. Sorry. Oh man.
Amateurs.
Oh man, I'm gonna get so much hate for this. And the specs are basically for everybody in the same fucking boat. Yeah, it just lists how we see the Crossfire protocol, and we welcome modifications or modification requests to this very document. This is basically supposed to be like the Bible. And I've heard that there is like other CRSF protocol specs, but I mean, it's impossible to do because,
Oh, the wannabes? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't really define what our protocol is like. That's fucking racist. that's like me going to China and telling them how to speak fucking Mandarin, right? It's like, okay, you can do that, but so these are like according to our understanding, this is like the official documentation of CRSF. We welcome obviously any change requests or any suggestions for how to do improvements or whatever. And there are like some reserved ranges that we do invite the respective reserved entities to like fill out. So I mean, some of them, these are like TBS reserved frames that we use for like firmware and shit. But here, for example, like these are like KISS reserved, and we don't really want to publicize their stuff. Or like there's like some ArduPilot reserved envelopes that they might want to document. So this is supposed to be like the Bible prepared by yours truly, the TBS documentation wizard, Mr. Mark Stelzner. Yeah. There you go.
All right, so
oh, sorry, hang on.
yeah.
I gotta. Oh, okay.
I guess also give people some background on what CRSF really is, because back then when we launched it, people didn't understand it. Like, what makes it better, and what is it for, and what is that communication between what and what?
So CRSF is a communication between two devices. They're not really supposed to be anything. It's kind of like TCP/IP. So, two CRSF compatible devices can talk to each other through CRSF. So it's a UART-based protocol, and currently the most popular implementations are between flight controller and and receiver. Sorry. And between transmitter module and radio. Okay? This is not to be construed with the over-the-air protocol that certain vendors are, they have their own proprietary over-the-air protocols, but then they speak CRSF at the edges, basically. Yeah.
October and November.
Yeah, yeah. I might have gotten it wrong, and it's like an Open Python conference that's earlier before the Hacktoberfest, but yeah.
So in other words, CRSF is open source now.
Okay, hang on.
That's what I'm trying to avoid, right? Like, I know people are gonna get confused.
Okay.
Over this.
Protocols cannot be anything. Okay, like you can't copyright a protocol. You can't, because it's like a language. Right? A language is just a definition of how things are put together in sequence. So, we've never the very existence of other companies using CRSF to communicate means that it's not you can't really say closed protocol, but it's not a secretive protocol, right? I mean, I think we financed, or I don't even know how that fucking happened. Somehow the implementation got put into beta flight, and obviously we had to help with that. Same for OpenTX. I know we paid somebody there to do it. So, yeah, it's not Crossfire is not an open source thing, right? And CRSF is not Crossfire. And CRSF has never been closed or open source. Okay, it's just we have now open sourced the documentation of CRSF.
It's a thing we did, and now you can see it in its glory.
Yeah. Plus, you don't have to actually guess anymore or reverse engineer it or pretend that you're doing university projects through our customer support. Oh man. Right? And to be quite clear, like this documentation has been shared around more than your mom. uh,
Why? Why?
no, I'm sorry. Today's a fucking good day.
Well, you started it off like this, like,
Yeah.
"What's up, you fucking cunts?"
I don't know, man. I shaved today. Probably that's why. Yeah. So you're welcome to like participate in expanding the protocol. However, just to be clear, like to manage fucking expectations, the way that CRSF is going to be maintained is there's going to be revisions. Okay, there's going to be versioning. So if you make a change right now, it's probably not going to get implemented for like 6 months or whatever. Protocols are not supposed to evolve quickly. Okay, they're just not. And I know that like there's been like a how to say, like a build-up of expectations towards how this protocol is now going to simply fucking transform and blah, 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 blah. It's not going to, okay? Because it takes a lot of time. There's like, I don't know how many fucking flight controller softwares out there that implement CRSF. It's like triple digits, okay? Same for radio links. It's probably like, well, I'm pretty sure it's only double digits. But there's a lot of devices that speak CRSF, and it is our responsibility to make sure that they continue to speak CRSF. And if the protocol keeps fucking changing and breaking and being unreliable, then you're just gonna make their own or, you know, change it over time, right? So protocols are supposed to be as static as possible. If you make a recommendation, it's probably not gonna get implemented right away, and it might not be implemented ever. If we implement it, then we're going to approve the merge request or the pull request, and then we're going to change the protocol, and then the Bible is updated. Okay? All right.
Bonus.
Not as much as your mom.
There we go.
All right.
It's only fair.
Yeah. No, you can't expect to dish out and not receive, right?
Not just FC, but now AM32ESC speaks CRSF.
What? Isn't that supposed to be secret? Or did they just fucking get us to leak?
Well, now it's leaked.
So the TBS 12S ESCs, they speak CRSF, yeah.
That is true. That would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. Voltara ESC speaks CRSF from the start. Yes, of course, like all the Fedora Commander products. Alex has probably the best CRSF implementation outside of TBS, at least. he's going to hate me too. No, it's probably better than ours, to be quite honest. The Lucid 12S does. The 4-in-1 does as well, but if they would need to implement a routing protocol similar to what KISS FC has done. KISS Ultra. Sorry. Yes. Sorry too. ESC, we need 2 to 100 amp bidirectional. 20 to 100 amp. Well, that's the 12S, right? It's a 70 amp or 80. What did we rate it at? Anyway, just put on a fucking heatsink and it'll do 100. All right. I think that's more or less it, to be honest. So are we probably seeing ELRS on CRSF hardware then? No, unlikely. Right? Like, am I understanding this correctly?
Are we... Okay.
ELRS on CRSF hardware. Okay, so again, you're mixing up. You're mixing up Crossfire and CRSF. They're not the same thing. CRSF is a protocol. It does stand for Crossfire, but Crossfire is the product. CRSF is the protocol. Okay, so let's get that clear. ELRS. I mean, technically it could run on TBS hardware. They would just need the encryption keys. Yeah. So that's, I mean, actually no, the TBS TX hardware wouldn't run. No, it's on a different chip architecture. They'll struggle to get it working on the PIC 32s just because they're so slow. Persona non grata in Australia after the live stream. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not going to go back this year.
It's only a month and a half left.
Yeah, so ELRS already uses the CRSF protocol. I can't really comment on their implementation. They could probably now reference to the manual and check if it's correct. I'm guessing it is. I mean, otherwise it probably wouldn't work. Day 420 of asking for new merch. Are you the XXX guy? Triple XL, sorry. Yeah. I don't know. I think we should stop before I say more stupid stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, please. I can't believe I made it this long without fucking up too hard. All right. We were supposed to actually launch a new product today, but we haven't. So that's all we have to say about that.
We'll do that next week.
We'll probably do that next week. Or in 2 weeks. Who knows?
Who knows?
White t-shirt with black would be sick. What the fuck? No, it's Black Sheep, man.
What is white? Well, we do have a white T-shirt.
Yeah, we do, but it's...
The gradient thing.
Yeah, the gradient sheep. Sorry, guys, I'm late. Please recap. All right. TBS CRSF spec online on GitHub. All the spec-y goodness. And we have also published a tool for developers called the Agent Python. So if you're into like software development and if you're developing against a CRSF connection, which I guess a lot of people are doing recently, then here you go. This might help. There's not really any documentation provided, so feel free to actually add more. In the spirit of open source, we basically ask you to do everything. There you go. Wen Wang. It's like right behind the camera too.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Wen Wang, Soon Wang. All right. The manufacturer was here today. He said less than 2 weeks for the final product pieces, and then it'll take a little bit more. Okay. All right. I think that's it.
Yep.
You're welcome. Take care.
Have a good one.
Don't hurt yourself. Peace.
Bye-bye.